I'm Kristen Group with Aesthetic Advisor TV, and I'm here with Scott Carson of the Aesthetics and Cosmetic Business Association to begin our series, Zapped, Tactics that Laser Manufacturers Use Against You and What You Can Do to Protect Yourself. Now, Scott, we all have heard about fine print in any contract. How much of a problem is that in dealing with laser manufacturers? What's hidden in the fine print?
It's not just laser and IPL manufacturers. We have to be, as consumers, careful of any fine print, and we often gloss over it. Especially in this day and age, with apps and iPhones and everything else, we get these updates and we, don't read it. We just click accept, and because we want to get back to using whatever we were doing. So we have this in all aspects of our life, but in laser manufacturers, there's some specific issues that come up. And one of the ones that's most concerning, and this goes again to the foundation of the ACBA, is we want to get that collective body together to begin to challenge some of these issues, is the FDA actually requires that due to patient safety, that as updates come out for software over the life of the device or over a period of time, that those updates are provided free of charge. And it's not limited to just the original owner. It doesn't say that. It's implied, in our opinion, that that update should be in perpetuity, that everybody should have that update, really for patient safety. The manufacturers take a position of, we're not going to provide it to anybody but the original owner. In some cases, they charge for it, which really is breaking the regulatory rule that the FDA requires to get their clearance. And again, we're not suggesting that we're right and they're wrong, or they're right. We just don't have that opinion yet. Again, what the ACB is about is to go get the group together, to go investigate these issues, get it on the podium, get it talked about, and begin to see what's fair and equitable. In this particular case, we think that it's a good idea that as updates come up, software updates, glitches, and other problems, that those are freely provided.
So the FDA's position on this is that the manufacturers are supposed to supply these software updates free of charge to whoever happens to own the device, whether it was bought as an original equipment or it's bought in the secondary market?
That's our interpretation, Title 21 compliance of the FDA regulatory as it relates to these particular devices. We believe very strongly in that. And not only do we strongly there, we believe the lack of providing that is tortious interference and very damaging to you as a clinician, that you're not getting, if you bought it in the secondary market or it's out of warranty, that you're not being provided those software updates to protect your business and protect your patients.
It's so interesting that you say that, because one of the machines that I bought every year got locked out. So every year on the anniversary of my purchase date, they would lock the machine down, and I would have to get a software code to them or to unlock the machine. And I still own the machine. And what they told me is it was to prevent me from reselling my machine. So they got bought by another company. And when it came up, they told me they would send me out a new software card, but they were going to charge me for it, which made me very angry, because it's like, okay, I spent $100,000 on this machine. You locked me out of this machine. Now you want me to give you $125 to unlock a machine that I didn't lock in the first place. And it made just zero sense to me. And I ended up not paying it because I threw, quite frankly, a really large hissy fit. And when I told them that, they sent me out my new software card, but it really left a horrible taste in my mouth for this manufacturer, because why did you lock me out of my own machine that I paid you for? And now you tell me that I have to pay you money to do so. It's like they're nickel and diming me.
There's several things that we believe that are fundamentally wrong with that example. First and foremost is that, did they properly disclose that in the agreement when you bought the unit? If they didn't,
No, I never knew about it until the first year.
You may not, but you know what? It might be in there. Given the benefit of the doubt, it might have been in the agreement.
It could be in the fine print that I didn't read.
Fine print didn't read. But when it comes to these kinds of things, there are certain state and federal laws that they're required to follow, even if they do put it in the fine print. Because remember, in most states, you're considered a consumer. And there's certain consumer laws that protect you that go beyond what somebody might just put in a contract. Think about this. You buy a house with asbestos, okay? Just because they said it has asbestos and they put in the agreement doesn't alleviate them from certain liability when you're a consumer. Same thing applies here. They have proper disclosure they must follow if they're going to do things like that. The second thing that I have a problem with is you've got potentially thousands and thousands of customers that paid this $125. That ends up being a very large class or a large joint group that has a similar claim. And again, what we're looking for is transparency. We want to find all these people that had these 125, 1,250, 12,500, $125,000 examples of bad behavior, get them together and begin to create a voice that we can say, you know what, this behavior has to stop. And because we all live in this marketplace, we all want to thrive in it, but we just want to be treated fairly.
Well, we've spent some time discussing a tactic that laser manufacturers use against you and what you can do to protect yourself. I'd like to thank Scott Carson of the ACBA for his
Welcome.
dedication, for helping us change this industry, and also spending time with me today. If you'd like more information regarding this, you can go to acba.expert. I'm Chris Group. Thanks so much for watching.